Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this because a major pharmaceutical giant just did something really interesting. They placed two massive, seemingly contradictory bets on complete opposite sides of the world. So check this out. This is the paradox at the very heart of our story. On one hand, you've got AstraZeneca deepening its ties to Wall Street, getting way closer to its American investors. And on the other hand, it's throwing a massive bet on China to lock down its future.
This raises a huge question, right? In this era of pretty intense geopolitical tension, how and why is a single company betting so big on two competing superpowers at the exact same time? Let's break it all down.
First up, let's talk about the United States. Because, to really understand AstraZeneca's global strategy, you've just got to follow the money. And for AstraZeneca, just like most of Big Pharma, the US market isn't just, important, it is everything. It's the profit engine that funds their entire global operation, period.
So listing directly on the New York Stock Exchange, it might sound like just some technical financial move, but it's not. It's a huge strategic play to pull in more American investment and plant its roots even deeper in this absolutely critical market. It really locks in their other massive US investments.
But, and this is a big but, the story does not end in America. To really see where things are headed, we need to look east. We've got to understand the other, equally important half of this whole puzzle. So get this, the company is pouring a staggering $15 billion into China. I mean, this isn't some small side project. It is a crystal clear signal that for the next decade, China is absolutely central to their plans. And we're not just talking about building factories here. This is about sourcing cutting-edge science. Take their new deal with Pharma, for example. They are co-developing the next generation of obesity treatments, which right now is one of the hottest and most lucrative areas in all of medicine. So why the big rush? Why are they looking to China for innovation? Well, it's because of this threat that's hanging over the entire industry, something called the patent cliff. It's basically when the patents on their biggest money-making drugs expire and suddenly revenue just plummets. It forces this desperate hunt for the next blockbuster drug, and they have to find it fast.
And you know what? That desperation is sparking an absolute gold rush. We are seeing a massive spike in deals between Western pharma giants and these Chinese biotechs. In just the last year alone, there were 57 of these deals. That's a huge sign that the industry is betting on China for the next wave of life-saving innovation.
So what's behind this biotech boom in China? Well, it's kind of a perfect storm. You've got this reverse brain drain where top-tier talent is actually returning home. They have an incredibly fast and efficient system for clinical trials. And maybe most importantly, they've made a strategic choice to focus on the complex, next-generation medicines of the future.
Okay, so we've got the profit engine chugging along in the US and this new innovation hub firing up in China. Let's start connecting the dots and figure out what the grand strategy really is here.
And look, experts see this plain as day. As portfolio manager Camilla Oxhammer puts it, this isn't an either-or choice. What AstraZeneca is doing is strategically planting its flag in the two regions that are going to define its entire future. And you can't ignore the political angle here. This massive investment, it doesn't just buy access to cool science, it sends a really powerful message to Beijing that AstraZeneca is a committed partner, which helps, smooth over some past regulatory bumps in the road. Exactly. It's like HSBC analyst Rajesh Kumar pointed out. After the big US listing made some people wonder about their focus, this huge investment served as a direct, unambiguous statement of their long-term dedication to China. It was basically a message sent with billions of dollars. But this whole balancing act, it isn't just an AstraZeneca story. Not at all. So let's zoom out for a second and see how this actually reflects the new global playbook for the entire pharmaceutical industry. I mean, you can see this pattern popping up all across the industry. Western pharma giants are all turning to Chinese biotechs for their next wave of innovation. Just look at GSK. They recently signed a massive deal with Hengrui Pharma. This is the new normal, folks. And you better believe the stakes could not be higher. This is way bigger than just corporate profits. A recent Harvard report warned that China's rapid gains in biotech aren't just some business trend. They could actually represent a fundamental shift in the global balance of power itself. But hold on, don't count the US out just yet. This race is far, far from over. American biotech funding is actually rebounding in a big way, and that's setting the stage for an incredibly intense innovation showdown between these two giants. And that really brings us to the key takeaway. These two moves, the US stock listing and the massive China investment, they're just two sides of the same coin. It's this powerful new strategy for survival and growth. You use the profits from one superpower to fund the innovation you're sourcing from its chief rival.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. In this new era, where profits are made in America and innovation is increasingly sourced from China, who actually comes out on top? Is it the company doing the balancing act, or is it one of the superpowers it now completely depends on?